Hello everyone and welcome to another traditional sealed deck of Forgotten Realms. So as usual I will first check and show the pool, and then I will cut the recording and build the deck or decks, and then I will show you after I have figured out what the builds are. If I have multiple decks, if I have only one, then what the build is. I will build the deck for you again while recording, and then I will go and play the matches. Okay, I have a pretty decent mythic rare here. The planeswalkers in this set are all pretty good, and Elwick is no exception in that. So definitely this pulls me to green. Flumph, not great. And the other cards are actually, well, the Orcus, Prince of Undeath, is just amazing. Also splashable. So let's say if I play green red or green black, I can easily splash this to my that sort of deck, because this is only a single caster for both black and white. Sorry, black and red. So fantastic card. And Flumph, yeah, bad. White, great. 2-drop in black decks. Of course, if I'm going to just splash for black, I wouldn't play that in that case. Hall of Storm Giants, well, it doesn't actually combine with the other cards, but if I, in the end, will be blue after all, of course this is very good. You know, just a land that becomes a massive thing later in the game. And Guardian of Fate is, I don't think it's a particularly strong card. It's also a double caster, which makes it slightly harder to, play. But you can, of course, get card value advantage with this, because you can basically counter your opponent's removal spell with the enters the battlefield ability, because this thing has flash. Of course, it has other uses too, but that's the best use. Opponent is trying to kill some of your creature, and you just can phase it out to save it from the removal, and then you still have this 3/2 vigilance creature. So let's go and see there. So I'm very happy about the rares. I'm going to absolutely play at least some of them. It's very unlikely that I would play none of them. So let's make the bigger cards here, and let's quickly go through here. Look at this: 2 Dawnbringer Clerics, 3 Devourhold Champions, and a Steadfast Paladin. So white has 2-drops even when I don't plan on playing the Flumph here. Then there's some playables. Okay, well, white has actually the total amount of cards is quite high. In fact, this is 6, 9. That's actually 14 white cards. And for example, all the cards in here, all the white cards, they are completely fine. None of them is like insanely strong. But if I end up playing white after all, those I can play a white deck. Problem with the white is that it doesn't have those bomb rares. So I kind of hope I don't have to play white. Here's the blue land. And what the other blue stuff is. Not very exciting cards in here. None of these are just either barely playable or... Well, I guess I like the Clever Conjurer a bit more, but these are just really very unexciting cards in here. And then let's see... Yeah, look at this. The most expensive card, blue card, is 3 mana, not counting the 2 6-mana cards in here. So blue is very weak. The only good thing blue has going on is the Hall of Storm Giants. But I'm also happy that there are not that many blue cards here. That's like 4 plus 6, that's 10. 10 non-land blue cards. So it's good that I didn't kind of waste my card slots on the blue cards, because I'm not planning to play it. White sadly has these duplicate commons here, for instance, which I have a lot of white cards, so that means it's away from the colors I'm actually interested in playing. Based on the rares, I of course want to be green, base green, and then either black and red with combined with the splash of the other color, black or red. But let's see now the black cards. Deadly Dispute, I don't mind it. Horde Robber, I like actually quite a bit. It's defensive stats, so it works in turn 2 against opponents. It can either block their 2 power creatures or trade with their 3 power creatures, because the 2-drops that have 3 power usually have 1 toughness. So it's definitely a reasonable 2-drop. Sepulchre Goal. Well, if I have some steal and sacrifice combinations going on, I have 2 sacrifice outlets here already. So if I have the threaten effect or act of treason effect, the red common, yeah, it's nice. I don't otherwise like the Sepulchre Goal as a random playable that much. Thieves Tools, I think is pretty good. You can just break through installed positions by using these, and this also gets that treasure token when you play it, which will be valuable. White, of course, a fantastic two mana rare here. It is also one of the 2-drops that has 3 power and more than 1 toughness, but of course it's a rare, so that's to be expected. Okay, Skullport Merchant, I think it's a fantastic card. It's also a 3rd card that can sacrifice stuff. Vampire Spawn, I don't like these as much as the Death Toucher, the UNT, that when it deals damage to an opponent it will venture, but this is still a playable card. Grim Bounty, of course, great. Doublecaster though won't be splashable. Manticore, I don't want to see 3 of these, but here we are. And here we... Okay, well the high end of black isn't really that fantastic. The Drider is of course nice if you get to connect, but 4-3 for 5, even though it has reach, is just not that great. Ideally, okay, the Grim Bounty is very good, but it's possible I'd rather have just a good mix of red and green cards, and then I can splash the red-black rare. Let's see. Okay, I really like these red cards here already. So you come to the Gnoll camp. I don't like that one, but these are definitely reasonable 2-drops, and the Goblin Morningstar is one of the better equipment in the set. The uncommon equipment is pretty good. The common ones not as good. Yeah, but this is fantastic. How about here? Okay, double Hawking Bugbear. Well, that is actually pretty nice. It is double red though. It's a bit tougher on your mana, but I'm very happy to see this uncommon as a multiple, because there are some not as good uncommons in the set as well. But this definitely is nice aggressive card. Fantastic to follow up the Hobgoblin Captain, because this has 3 power. These have 3 power. That is actually turn 3 attack with this, and the hasty guy, it's gonna have first strike. So you can attack with 6 damage with that curving out, and if you are on the play, the opponent has only like a 2-drop there. It's possible they can't block a 3-3 or a 3-1 first striker profitably. So I'm very much inclined to play red based on what I've seen already. Plundering Barbarian, fine. There is a price of loyalty, so black had 3 ways to sacrifice creatures. So if I end up red-black after all, which is possible of course, I can actually main deck the price of loyalty. Valor Singer, just reasonable 3-drop, nothing amazing, but not bad by any means. It's actually quite nice, especially when you are aggressive, and based on the red cards I have, I am going to be aggressive. Holding Ogre, fine. Sellsword, fine. Oh, and I like this high end too. So I have one 5-drop, which is actually quite nice, and then the 6-drop, the longer the format has sort of lasted, the more I appreciate this card, because sometimes the opponent being forced to sacrifice a permanent is an actual cost, especially if you can play this like on turn 5, accelerated by some treasures, for instance, and the opponent doesn't want to sacrifice a land at that point. And if you yourself just can't sacrifice any permanent, you don't have to take the risk, you can just not play this card, but most often the 6/6 is gonna be worth it, even if you have to sacrifice your own permanent. But I really like this one, and I'm sure I'm gonna play red as my other main color. It's just a question of is it gonna be red black or red green as the base of the deck. Wild Shape, I haven't played with it, and I think I've only played like once with it against it. It feels like it's a good enough trick given it's 1 mana. It's never gonna be like a very impactful card, but I think I would play just to at least try it if I have room in the deck. It's also a card you can just cut if you have other better cards. Druid Class, when you don't care about the life gain, it's not so good. Basically what this does, because the level 2 isn't good by any means. I mean, maybe you can once play 2 lands and that's it. Level 2 is just, kind of a waste of 3 mana, but of course you have to go to level 2 if you want to go to level 3. And the level 3 payoff isn't that great. You just get a big creature. So I'm not a fan of the Druid class unless you play some kind of deck that has use for those life gain triggers. Plummet, fantastic sideboard card, won't be main decked. Herbalist, a non-aggressive 2-drop. Doesn't really suit well with the red aggression I have. Look at this. 4, you find a cursed idol. That is a waste of common slots here. 4 of these. If I had like a, what's the null? The 2/2 that has the pack tactics, which gets +1/+1 counters. That would draw me towards green. But even though I have the Elvic, based on the cards I'm seeing here, I'm not really excited about the green here now. So let's see, find a cursed idol, choose a weapon. Yeah, it's like a bit expensive trick. It can deal with flyers and it's main deckable in that sense, but I'm not sure if that's necessary. The Direwolf Prowler, a triple find the path. This Lurking Roper is good and also makes actually Druid class a bit more worth including, and Spoils of the Hunt is fine. There's Elvic, okay, but the high end on the other hand, it's great. All of these are double casters, of course, so there is no splashing these. But yeah, if the green had, yeah, these are, I mean, if these are amazing cards, all of these. This is one of the better uncommons in the set. It's very, very near the top of the list in the, talking about best uncommons in the set. This is in the top 3 commons for sure. I think it is the 3rd best common after Dragon's Fire and the black 4-mana sorcery removal. I think this is the next best common after those removal spells. And yeah, Elvic is of course insanely good. Yeah, I don't know about the green one. I have to use some time to figure out. But anyway, Orcus, how do you say its name, is gonna be played. Either I'm gonna splash it or I'm gonna just play black-red. It's just, I mean, both of these modes are good, and sometimes you just don't care about the modes. Play a 4-mana, 5 power, 3 toughness, flying creature that also has trample. That is so insane value. This would be, I mean, if this was 5 mana and X, well, it would be limited. Crazy good card in limited anyway. Alright, Bruenor, very fantastic card, but I'm not gonna splash it. I do like to see this. I have both Evolving Wilds as one copy and the Temple of the Dragon Queen, which allow me to, play my, fix my mana a bit better. And these also allow the splash if I end up playing green as pairing with red in the end after anyway, and just splash the black card. Bag of Holding, Square, Spade Dagger. These are more likely sideboard cards. I could main deck this, but I think it's maybe more like a sideboard card against some very long game decks. Get some late game value, but I don't think I care about it too much. Anyway, this was the card pool, and I will make a card now, and next you will see the deck I will end up having in the event. Alright, so the deck will be black and red. The green cards that are good, they are, well, it's mostly these 3, the Planeswalker, Owlbear and the Purple Worm, and there are some okay green cards, the Spoils of the Hunt. Lurking Roper is a good blocker, especially when you have a Planeswalker to potentially to defend. But other than that, the green isn't really that great. And the black-red is just way too good. I also get to utilize the Price of Loyalty because black has 3 sacrifice outlets and red has 1. Target Tribe Hunter. So this is just going to be the most consistent and powerful deck, even though I miss out on the Planeswalker and the good creatures, high-end creatures that green has. I also get to use the white, which is definitely an above average 2-drop. And I don't think I'm gonna main deck the Horde Robbers because I'm mostly an aggressive deck, and while they are nice with Thieves' Tools, I don't have a ton of synergy for the treasures. So I think I will prefer to play the, the 2-drops that have more power. So let's just add here the cards now. We'll be having the Bugbearers for sure, of course the Goblin Morningstar. I will play one main deck Manticore. Skullport Merchant is always great. This is good. These creatures are all gonna be great. This is good. And of course the removal goes in. Plundering Barbarian, Price of Loyalty, Valor Singer. I actually didn't mention anything about this, but I'm not gonna play blue in this pool, so. And this is not even a great one. Look at these. These are both the kind of uncommon build around or signpost uncommons for the respective color pairs. This is just an insane card, no matter, even if it has no text box. It's a 4 mana 5/3. That's a lot of stats for in limited. And then this is a 4 mana 3/3. And this, I mean, you getting the equip for free, and then the equipped creature getting additional power boost is just insanely good. This is like, okay, you can actually draw cards with this, but the Bruenor just is so good without any equipment, and then if you have those, it's even better. And this basically is very bad without a bunch of die rolling, so these are just a very different power level. Just a funny, observation there. Doesn't relate to building this deck at all. I will play one of the Herald of Hadars. I have 2 of them. I will play one of them to have some kind of late game mana sink available. I don't think I want to play 2. I will play 2 5-mana creatures, 1 6-mana creature, and I will play, of course, the Deadly Dispute. And this is the point. I'll look at the curve, both in terms of creatures and non-creatures. Just a perfect mana curve here. I really like the deck. So these 22 cards, and I will be playing 17 lands, so 1 more non-land will be added to the deck. These are the kind of cards I always want to play in the main deck. But the final spot could be anything. I could try another Manticore, another Herald of Hadar, or even Drider. Although I don't think the Drider is as good necessarily with the 1 viewer toughness. It's so hard to get to connect with this thing because there's no way in this deck to make this connect. Thieves' Tools doesn't work because it has too much power. So anyway, it's basically could be the Herald, and it could be Vampire Spawn, or it could be the Horde Robber. I mean, maybe even a Bag of Holding or Spare Dagger could be considered. But the thing I'm actually going to do here is that I'm going to play the You Came to the Gnull Camp in the main deck, which is not a very good card, but if this card is playable in some deck, it is playable in here. Both of the modes can be good. I have these hasty creatures, these 3 power 2 drops. This is also 3 power 2 drop, where it is here. So I have 4 3 power 2 drops, for instance. Of course, I'm not going to use this on turn 3 or anything, but the point is that the Intimidate option in this spell can be useful because I'm somewhat likely to be the aggressor in most of the matchups, and then making 2 of their creatures unable to block. And when my creatures can have, a lot of them have a 3 power, I could just be able to represent like additional 6 damage just like that, depending on, of course, how much removal the opponent has. But yeah, I will play the You Came to the Gnull Camp. Actually, I was supposed to put this in the deck and this, right? Yeah, mostly because I usually don't play this card, but this is the kind of deck that can use it. Now, if I want to sideboard into, let's say, more Manticores, I could see the opponent playing like 3 5s, 2 5s of their own, in which case I will sideboard into more Manticores. Maybe even Vampire Spawns against some aggressive deck that I'm raising, because when you are raising, the Drain 2 is going to be useful, because both parts of the card are useful, not just them losing 2, but when you gaining 2 matters as well. The Vampire Spawn becomes a lot better. And then I'm not sure if Horde Robber is ever going to be sideboarded in, but I could see sideboarding in the spiked Peat Trap. I don't have the red common that deals 5 damage to a creature at 5 mana. But yeah, this could be sideboarded in. Anyway, this is the main deck in terms of non-lands. And 17 creatures, 6 non-creatures, and I think this deck is lacking is removal, which is also one reason to play that You Came to the Gnull Camp, because when you don't have a lot of removal, board stalls can happen, and most of my creatures are ground creatures with no evasion. I have a Bumble Flyer here, of course, and I have Thieves' Tools, which help there, but this is one other additional way to push damage through if there's going to be some kind of a board stall. But yeah, I can easily sideboard this out. This will be maybe one of the first cards I'm going to sideboard out if I want to add some cards. Right, I will play Evolving Wilds and the Temple of the Dragon Queen. I have 1 dragon in the deck, the common one in here, so maybe this even can enter untapped sometimes. And I was thinking about the basic lands. I have more red cards, and I have red double casters, 2 3 drops, even a 5 drop and a 6 drop. But so the option is to play just 8 and 7, 8 mountains, 7 swamps to fill in the rest 15, or 9 mountains and 6 swamps to ensure that I can get to cast the Hulking Bugbear. But with the 2 lands that can, basically this kind of count as both mana sources, even though once I have used them, they only produced 1 sort of mana. If I have here 8 mountains, I will still have 10 ways to make this happen on turn 3, and there's also the Thieves Tools. So I can play this on turn 2, and if I don't have another red source, I might burn the treasure just to play the Bugbear on turn 3. It's not ideal, but it's like the 11th way to get double red for hulking Bugbear. Excuse me. So yeah, I think I will, because they are, of course I have these red 2-drops, 4 of them, but I also have the Thieves Tools, Sepulchre, Gold and White, which I do want to play on turn 2 if I have nothing else to play, so I do want to ensure black mana on turn 2 as well. And there's the Skullport Merchant, which also can make a treasure for the double casters, not for turn 3 but still, and there's also the Grim Bounty that can make a treasure that allows me to cast the double caster reds. So with that long explanation, you now know why I decided to play 8 mountains and 7 swamps, because mana bases, they are in limited and in constructed, of course, in Magic in general, they are a very important part of your deck. Don't just randomly always put the kind of an even spread. You want to figure out your double casters. Are the double casters the kind of cards you want to be casting early on, and all that kind of. You have to figure out that in this format, in particular, the treasure generation can help your mana and all that. So you should always figure out if the kind of a split of basic lands you are gonna put into the deck is the best possible for that deck. All right, so this is the main deck here, and I will show you quickly here. These are the cards I chose not to include that are in these colors, like this and this. They are still playable cards. This pool is very good, and I'm pretty sure I would have had a decent red-green deck. If the black is completely, bad, I could have played a good red-green deck here too. But I think the red-black is better. I will make cuts so you don't have to wait for me to find a match. So when I click the play button, you will almost immediately get to the match. You don't have to skip the video. That took almost 3 minutes to find the opponent. I guess the time of the day is a bit bad. It's my local time. It is at 3 p.m. and that is very early morning in the United States, depending on which coast you are. But anyway, I finally got an opponent. Not a great hand, but I'm gonna keep it because I have the Earth Cult Elemental with the 5 lands, and I can just draw a bunch of non-lands and things will be fine. Of course, that's the kind of rule. In the comprehensive rule somewhere, if you keep a 5-lander, your next draw will have to be a land, right? Okay, at least I can go 3-4 here now. Opponent started with 1-drop, 2-drop though, which is, and I am on the draw here, so that could be bad. At least they won't have a 3-drop, but they can have another 2-drop still. Let's see if that's the case. Oh, and that's a very fantastic one. Now I do have a artifact removal in the deck, but this is +2/+1 with equip of 1 is going to be incredibly hard to beat. They're gonna have a 3-power flyer there, and they're gonna have 4-power flyer this turn, and then I am going to be in very big trouble here. Yep, that was the look at the opponents curving out here. They used all the mana each of their turns. They had a 1-drop, 2-drop, and while the turn 3 them didn't add to the board, it was an incredibly amazing equipment that has an equip cost of 1, and then turn 4 they have the Pegasus here. So I'm taking now. Okay, yeah. Wow, kind of have to. No, I mean, this has to trade with the Devoted Paladin, but I take here 8 damage and then I'm gonna die on the next turn. So if I do this, I have nothing to block the Devoted Paladin with. So I mean, fine. Maybe I'll find some miracle card. I don't think I have a draw here. That cannot help. Nope. Yep. Oh, yeah. Let's not keep anything anything that slow against that deck. That was a perfect curve out from the opponent. Now, question is, did I have other artifact removal? I have in green, but I don't think I'm gonna play the green deck. Because I have this, I have a plummet too actually. You find a cursed idol. Am I gonna ignore the black in here and just play red and green? I think on the play I will play the red-black deck, but maybe if I win the next game and there's a possibility I will sideboard into the green stuff, ignoring the black. Red will always be one of the main color in the deck. I have too good. The red curve out plan here is too good. But I guess I can consider sideboarding if I win the next game into the red-green one. Because I have answers for the flyers and the bomb artifact they have with the green deck. Okay, but let's see now the sideboarding. How do I want to play? What kind of effects exactly? You came to the Gnoll camp. Do I need it? Do I want to have a vampire spawn instead? I don't think I have so many 3-drops here still that it doesn't really feel like. Spear Dagger can kill. Okay, Spear Dagger can kill a couple of these things. So if I take the Spear Dagger and maybe not play, probably although on the play this is so good. Is there anything I just don't want to? Maybe the Manticore 2-1. Okay, Manticore might be bad against that deck. I will use the Spear Dagger instead. Alright. Okay, I don't have a sacrifice outlet, but I do have 4 of those in my deck. And of course, sometimes you can just play this as a fair card, you know, without sacrificing anything. That is somewhat annoying because it does allow them to trade with the Hobgoblin Captain. But let's see if they are even interested in that. Do they have a 2-drop again? Okay, another one of those. Well, fly on there. Can't say I'm happy about this. They have again curve out perfectly, and they even get to start the scrying. I mean, I will have to use the Grim Bounty. And there's no point leaving this guy to block. But the opponent really got into a good start here. Well, this is gonna be a swamp. Next turn I will kill the Ranger's Hawk. They will get a 1-1 token. The 1-1 token would have also traded with the Hobgoblin Captain. Oh. Really? The opponent with the perfect curve outs in both games. Now both of these will allow them to keep on venturing here. It's actually pretty crazy here because, well, that can do good stuff, but first I just have to use the Grim Bounty and I have to use it on here. I would just have to let them draw a card and get all the... I mean, I have a lot of life here still. I'm not dead, but the start from the opponent here is amazing. Let's see if I have to burn the treasure here, because this will enter tapped unless I draw my 4-drop. And they will continue, they will go to the next dungeon now. And there's the dancing sword. Wow. Okay, this is just an amazing stuff from the opponent. Okay, so the price of loyalty. The thing to remember with the Tiger Trap Hunter is that it is a pack tactics trigger. It cannot just happen when this attacks. I need to attack with 6 power. So the point is, if I use the price of loyalty on the... If I play the Hunter now, and I use the price of loyalty here, I won't be triggering the pack tactics. But if I use a treasure token here, then I can do that. It will be a 3-1. So, or maybe it will even carry the... I'm not sure. Well, I mean, I could play the 6-6, but I think I have to play the Tiger Hunter anyway. Problem here is, of course, that the Keen Eye Edge Sentry can be now a 4-power creature, which I won't be even blocking here. I take 5. They go into some dungeon. Yeah, this start from the opponent, that in both games, just amazing. And they just, wow. I mean, my start has been good too. It's just nowhere near good enough here. But let's see now what happens. I have to. The problem is, of course, the dancing sword here, because I would be able to stabilize somewhat, not too easily, but I could. Oh, with a spear dagger. Okay, so this is actually going to be great now, because if spear dagger can kill this, I can steal this. I don't even have to use the treasure. Kill the sentry here. They have a 3-2 left, and then I just have to manage to win. Okay, so this is, I mean, if they didn't have the dancing sword, I would be very, very happy about the situation. But I'm taking 3, they can, okay, when it dies, they can make a flyer. Okay, and they have a card draw just to refill, but that will cost at least 4 mana. Yeah, this thing has trample, and I can play the 6-6. They can equip and attack for 3 if they want to. The sword has to, the equipped creature has to die. Okay, that is good. Hasty threat. Equipped creature dies, then it can become a 2-1 flyer. So I'm not gonna kill it. I'm gonna just play the Earth Cult Elemental here. And if I have to sacrifice it, I won't be sacrificing a treasure because I have something. Yeah, I have some synergy in the deck for the treasures, so I will actually sacrifice just the land. Oh, they chose that, which is not actually such a bad idea. They have the 2-1 flyer. If they can have, for example, have more equipment here, that's gonna be pretty good. Okay, so well, they can't raise with just that. Displacer Beast is going to make us lose 2 life. I'm not gonna discard. I'm gonna have to risk here, because I'm not gonna lose the Bugbear. They lost the land. So I'm not dying on the next turn, especially if I draw a non-land, which I didn't. So this has what? 1. Okay, so how does it go now? I will attack with... Oh man. Yeah, I think I have to kill the beast. Because otherwise they can, start doing this stuff, the displacement, which is really bad. And then I have to hope to draw a removal or a creature. No, but this won't trigger... Yeah, the problem is, this won't obviously trigger... I basically needed a non-land here now. I think I needed a non-land here. That is how it goes. Don't have a Grim Bounty, don't have a Price of Light. How do I deal with this? I did sideboard out the Manticore. I have the rare flyer. Is that the only out I have here? Because I have the option to attack and kill the dancing sword, then take 3, but then they will be able to use this. And when they get to, and then they get the 4/4 very soon. I think I have to kill the Displacer Beast and hope to find the answer for the dancing sword. That's the only way. I also have that's an artifact creature, right? Yeah, so I also have an artifact removal here. But this is a very low chance to succeed. But there's a chance. Also, it requires them not drawing anything too great here. But this dancing sword isn't just an amazing card. So now I think I have 2 outs. I might have more if I don't remember. Oh, they drew a flyer, so that's it for the outs. And Okay. Oh, I have to pay life. No. But I can kill the dancing sword by paying 1 life. Okay, this is actually insane. So let's see, I can return up to X target with total mana value of X or less. That doesn't do it. It would have been perfect. So I drew the out, but they drew this, but I can still... I'm still having a chance. I will just simply pay 1. This will get -1, and I will still survive here. Yeah, returning stuff from the graveyard. That is not gonna work because I don't have 2 blockers for the flyers. So X equals 1. Okay then. Let's see if they find another. This would have been amazing if I didn't. If they didn't have the 2/5 flyer, because I can't attack now. That is the problem. That is the problem indeed. Ah, they can. That was... They just drew better than I. I drew an amazing card, but they just drew something that helps them. Yeah. Okay, now I need to find... If this had haste, that would be it. I can't kill it. Yeah. Well, the opponent drew what they needed. And I did draw what I needed, but then they drew another thing that they needed. So that was just a very tight game. And the opponent, of course, had a very good deck and a very good starts, both of them. I'm happy I almost won the second game. Oh, this is the same opponent. Oh man, this is bad. It took over a minute to find an opponent. This is the same. Okay, well, hopefully I will get a more aggressive start now. And it's a little bit better, but with this 5 and 6 drop, it's not so great. But turn 2 white, and if I find another black source, I have the Grim Bounty. Let's see if they again start with the flyer. They did not. Now, land wasn't bad, but I actually would need to have the black producing land here. Well, I suppose I have a 5 drop available, and the opponent doesn't have a 1 or a 2 drop, which is making a very different situation now. Okay, come on. Let's draw a swamp. I can actually raise with the... I mean, they're not gonna block. I get a 2/2. Don't have a dragon in my hand, but it was nice to draw the source now. I will, of course, do this. They are not gonna block because that would give me the 2/2. I'm not worried about them doing this, you know, this displacing thing because it costs so much mana. But of course, I really didn't draw what I needed here. I needed to draw a lot better stuff. But at least I get to start playing my stuff now. Yeah, it is a bit too late. Came these black sources. I guess the Grim Bounty on the Displacer Beast would have been still fine. That's dealt with. So I can have a Herald and the Earth Cult Elemental. Let's see. They have at least the enchantment that turns my creature into an treasure token. But can they answer all of this stuff? Dungeon map is gonna give them a 1/1. Yeah, I think after this match I'm not gonna play against... This opponent has such an amazing deck. Very good venture deck with some sick, not sick, but very strong cards. Nadar is an extremely strong card. So I do have... I'm gonna just, you know, of course make a pause to the recording, and I'm gonna wait like for like 15 minutes or so. I don't want to face this opponent again. If I even happen to win, of course, if I lose this match, the event will be over for me. It's double elimination. So I have the option here to kill the Nadar right away. Or I can just play the Earth Cult Elemental, which I think I will do. I will do this stuff. I mean, they can choose to block with the Displacer Beast, which they didn't. Or do they have a counter spell? If they have the counter target creature spell, venture into dungeon. I'm dead. Grim bounty on Nadar. That could happen. I'm gonna do it. I'm fearing they have that thing. And if I want to play this, I would have to sack the artifact. Oh, I'll just do this instead. Oh, they have a contact. Of course, they did have this activation up, so that's the reason they had. They had the post for priority, but I just was. If they could have countered this, and Nadar is something I need to kill here anyway. I can't just let that thing survive. It's too good. Blue Dragon. Okay, so this is incredibly hard matchup, and I think I'm gonna lose this event by losing twice to the same insane deck. That is really. I mean, unless I somehow get lucky in the next 2 games, because I'm not winning this, because I just used my removal that could have dealt with the Blue Dragon here. This is going to be so tough. The Thieves' Tools isn't even gonna do anything here. These guys can't be made into unblockables. I can find my steal thing. They have double Displacer Beast. Look at the opponent's deck. It's so good. I mean, the Adventure team is so strong in their card pool. And they make that into a 2 power creature, and they have more creatures. Yeah, they drew it 5 lands and all bagasse after that. So that will help me to use the, because I can do the, you know, if I draw the, you know what I mean. If I draw the steal thing, I can still have a chance in this game. But now I can only do this and hope to gain 2 life. There's no point attacking with the 2/6. They're gonna draw a card. Okay, that's just. I mean, the opponent has just. This is the 3rd game in a row where they have perfect draws. Almost perfect, because they didn't have the early game. But then they had the Nadar and the Yuhe on something on watch that, you know, slowed down my attacks. So now the only chance for me to survive here is that I roll high. Have a high roll for the Herald here. And it's a low roll. That's exactly 9 damage. Okay, I'm gonna do the green deck now. I will just play all the plummets here. Plummets and well, there's no more than one way to get rid of the. I mean, I will play at least one of these, maybe 2 of these, because they have those artifacts and enchantments I wanna deal with. Spoils. This is not good against flyers, I suppose. Do I want to play the find the path to accelerate into this stuff? Plummets number, both plummets will be this. It's an interesting card. Let's see, this can also deal with fly. Let's take one of those 2. And then I take most of the red stuff here still. Not the Price of Loyalty. This deck doesn't really utilize that very well. And how about the colorless ones? Was there something like a Spade Dagger? Can deal with a bunch of their stuff. And I do want to have the Oku or Orcus here, so I will splash for it. So I'm gonna cut something. This can make me a treasure. 55 seconds. The Wild Shaper is probably the least useful one, and I have only 14 creatures. Don't necessarily want to play this one in that case, and then I will play the no, this is the 23 cards, so this is just matter of adding lands. It's going to be one swamp with the evolving wilds and the temple, which can produce black. Well, that this can get the swamp and this can produce black if I want to, and then have some treasure making here. So it is going to be fine enough. I don't think I'm gonna play the find the path here. No, I'm really okay. I'm in a rush here now. Oh man, do I have time here? Come on. Like so. Oh, that was too close. So at least I will try the other deck. This could be the last game of the event. And this GF jungle can just completely wreck my event. This is the first match and the second match against the same player with an insane deck. And look at this. If one of these produced red, I can make myself a treasure. I will keep it. I will keep it and make a treasure with this, and I get the scry. Who knows? Maybe it'll be good enough. There's the purple worm here, which could be very strong, but I really just want to draw one of the 8 mountains now. Did I forget about the... Oh man, did I put even the uncommon and the evolving wilds and the dragon land in the deck? I hope I did. If I didn't, and of course I drew, well, at least I drew the mountain now, but did I put the evolving wilds? I put one swamp there. No, I didn't. It's one swamp and 8 forests and 8 mountains. Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I have the black mana here, so it's not so bad. And I did draw the mountain here. So this could still work. If they block this guy on the next turn, I can play the purple worm by sacking my only black source. Yeah, I should have a little different mana base. But look at this. Opponent again starts playing stuff from the early game, has the venture stuff going on. This is really bad. I'll just attack. They don't block, so I will only do this, and I have the plummet up. I will use the plummet. Maybe they have the 2/3 fly or something. I don't know. We will see it. They have a dungeon map instead. I wish they had the fly, but of course they have only. Yeah, I will take the 2 here now. I don't think I am going to. They left this guy to block for some reason. This will have first strike. So I'm not sure why they didn't attack. Even if they have the deal 5 damage, this actually, that's a first strike still resolves. So they should have attacked with the Displacer Beast. Now I can of course play my purple worm and hope they don't have the one thing that answers this. They have 5 mana, so they can make this into a treasure token by paying the ward cost. Look at this. Look at this. They had it. They had it. Wow, wow, and wow. This event, and I drew just a forest here. This event, I mean, the purple worm would have won the game. I mean, it can raise the opponent. And their clock isn't that fast, especially because I have the plummet if they have some flyer coming up. I have another one of these things, so I can destroy the Minimus Containment. I can draw my rare, that flyer. That would be absolutely fantastic now. I'm gonna kill it because they start doing the venturing here. They get a 1/1 now. I need to draw anything that's not a land. Come on, you can do it. Give me, because I'm still alive here, but it's going to be so tough. They chose a treasure. Now this is very good. They can choose to block and, bounce the Displacer Beast. But they will have to sacrifice the land because they will sacrifice the treasure here now. Oh, almost 20, that would have been even nicer, but that means it's making it harder for them to do the Displacer Beast stuff. Yeah, this actually could be a win for me now. They have the 7 mana now because they drew a land, so they can do that and bounce it, and they can make this a 2/6 now. But it's still going to be the 3 power creatures that have first strike. I'm gonna be able to win them now, most likely. Okay, this will I will forget about the ability to cast my black rare because I will definitely do this. It will be a hasty first striker now. So this is actually lethal. That is exactly 8. Yeah. Because they can block the 4 power creature and then they take 8. Okay. So 2 of these. Okay, first of all, lands. 1 of these will be reduced. Oh man, what a mistake with the lands there. Okay, how do I actually get like these? Nope. No. How do I see the lands that I guess I just go here. Or maybe colorless. Okay, this works. Now these are the lands. Now I have more time to actually figure out the. So 13 red cards, 9 green cards. I still play 7 and 7 here. So any other card I might want to have, given what I see here. There's the dungeon map. I really want to actually play another of these cursed idols maybe. But is that a bit too much now? I have one of these choose your weapon. They have so many flyers. And this has a secondary mode. I will play that card. Now, I don't think I want to cut anything here. The Spear Dagger has too many targets in there. Double ranges hog. The 2/1. And if nothing else, +1/+0 can be okay in some cases. So that is 1, 2, 3 ways to get rid of an artifact. I guess that's gonna have to be enough. I won't be playing another one of these cursed idols. It is tempting though. This also kills the enchantment. I don't play this Lurking Roper because they have so much of their attacking is about flying creatures. Yeah, okay, let's just use the same deck and with the difference that there's also a better mana base now with the Evolving Wilds and the Uncommon Land. Okay, now I have a reasonable hand here now. It's not the greatest with just 2 lands because I will not win the game if I don't draw some number of lands here. But if I do, this is completely a reasonable hand. Now, I do want to use this right away. I have some double green, but I have this thing. I will just get the swamp right away. Then I don't have to worry about the swamp anymore. They didn't have 1-drop, I'm happy. They have that which I can kill with the Plundering Barbarian, and I got my bomb rare. Wow, is this going to mean that I have a way to win here now? Okay, I can kill that thing too. I think I'm gonna kill that thing first. So that I can continue my attacks. I can use the Cursed Idol to kill the Dancing Sword if I want to. And I have the Purple Worm. I do need the second green for it at some point, but I do have green sources in the deck, obviously. Okay, double plummet here. This is not an instant. Do I want to use this? No, I'll just play that. I know I could attack and then just kill the dancing sword, but will it trigger? No, it won't trigger in that case, obviously. Because yeah, I killed this, so it doesn't matter. But I mean, I will use my mana. I'd rather use my mana efficiently. So let's just do this. And whatever. No attacks. And then, well, at least if they draw their flyers, I have here stuff to kill them with. And if they use the minimus containment for it, I have the cursed idol for that thing too. Alright, Plummet is going to kill the conjurer. And then I can kill also the... They will have a 2-1 flyer, but I don't actually care about it. It will be a 2-1 flyer artifact with a ward 1. I don't mind if they trade. They don't have to change it, but they can if they want to. And then I will attack with all. And if they have the 5 damage to an attacker, then they will kill the Orcus here. But, well, that's the case then. Not much I can do about it. Yeah, let's not make it too easy for us to win. This will still trigger, so they can trade with that thing, take 3. And now, with the purple worm here, at some point I will draw green. And in the meanwhile I can do this. This is sacrificing another creature. Yeah, can't deal 4 with it. Okay, they get to refill, they get to scry 2. I'm pretty sad about the fact that let's see. Do I want to kill the... No, I will just trade with the paladin here. That's what I'm gonna do. And then I can... I wish I had the another green for the worm here, but I don't. So I'm going to do this post-combat, and I'm thinking about the cursed idol, but it will have targets. I won't be using it. I will find the green at some point. Displacer beast. They get to make a 1/1, for instance. Or if they really want to, they can make a treasure token too. Then they chose the treasure token. Okay. I will let that do its thing. I don't care about it. Well, now I will in fact make a treasure token. These guys can't trade. And venture into a scry dungeon, I think. Coupling Morningstar. It is very good with the worm because it gives trample, so yep. So how the thing goes here, I'm assuming they might have the the enchantment based removal on the purple worm, which I can then deal with the lift the curse. They chose to. Now they can have a what I'm gonna do here is they can have a counter spell. They can also have just two they can have 2 lands in their hand, or more card draw is possible too. But I haven't seen the counterspell, but it is a possibility. Purple Worm is the card that will win the game for me if it survives. I could just play the Goblin and equip the Captain here. I think I'm doing that. The roll doesn't matter now because I'm going to attach it. Attach here anyway. Now I know I could use the Plummet here. Is that some, but they have the Blue Dragon. I will save this for the Blue Dragon. Okay, so let's trample a bit of damage here. It's good. They will trade and they will go to 8 here. And the Plummet will wait for the Blue Dragon. They had a card draw, but they just happened to draw it now. Okay, Valor Singer. Yeah, maybe. Let's see if I'm gonna... Now I see if they have a counter spell, it's gonna happen right now. And they did. Now I'm very happy about not having the Purple Worm here played on the previous turn. So they did have the counter spell. So they gave this a minus, so I couldn't attack. But now, hopefully, they don't have another counter spell. That would be very annoying. Now there's the Blue Dragon, which the reason I saved the Plummet. Okay, so if I draw a forest now, I have 7 mana. I can kill this thing, and I can still play this for 5 by sacking the treasure. Okay, now, and if they have now the enchantment that deals with this thing, I can kill the enchantment. So let's see if I can actually win here. They can bounce it, they have the mana for the bounce, but if I draw any land, I get to recast it. Well, not a tapped land, if I draw a tapped land. I have 1 of them, and the uncommon land is still Evolving Wilds I have used. Okay, that is fine now. So that will be trampling. They have 2 flies. Their pool is so great. They get to draw a card now. And then Ranger's Hawk. And then they still have 6. And that's it. Wow, I won this opponent. And the funny thing is, I actually got to use the red-green deck, which was better against them. I mean, I had so much... The double Plummet were both useful, and this if you find a cursed idol, they were important too. So I'm happy I did sideboard into that. I will now wait for at least like 10 minutes, because I don't want to have yet another matchup against that deck. It is so good deck, that even though the red-green deck was able to beat it, I don't want to get to that situation again. So let's see, well, for you in a couple of seconds when round 3 starts. But I will wait for 10 minutes now. Alright, so let's hope. Okay, this is not the same opponent. I did wait for more than 10 minutes there. So let's see if I can play my black-red deck. And I have an okay starting hand, not greatest because I don't have a 3-drop, but obviously with the Hobgoblin Captain turn 2, and if I draw 1 land I can play my 4-drops. It's never gonna be a mulligan. I can also draw 3-drops, although I don't have the double red for the hasty uncommons, which I have 2 in the deck. But I can draw still some 3-drops I can cast. I can draw 2-drops, and I don't think it's a bad draw to just get a land either. I also have the 6 mana spell that I want to cast at some point, so I don't think... Yeah, I guess the worst draws I can have is non-land card that has mana value of more than 3. Those I don't want to be drawing right now. That is fine. So even if I miss a turn 3, I won't be missing on turn 4, and that's good enough in here. And the opponent doesn't have anything yet, so tempo is quite even here still. Blink Dark has double strike, so I'm definitely not gonna attack with my 1 toughness creature. I'll have the 4 power creature here, so that this will have the first strike. I don't mind trading with this guy. Teleport is 4 mana, so I'm not that worried about this thing. But if they have some equipment here, this will, of course, this double strike will be suddenly quite dangerous. So hopefully they don't have anything too good here. They are kind of checking my cell sort. Do they have some removal? Maybe they can make it into a treasure token. Okay, half elf monk. Yeah, it's pretty good with the manticore. Oh, actually, I have 3 of these in. Oh man, I'm a pretty fool guy. So, what is good with first strike and manticore? It's an amazing combination. Yeah. I think I should maybe consider playing 2 of these in the main deck because I have 3 of these hobgoblin captains, and it's so good with this is so good with first striking creatures. I just hope they block with the monk, not with the blink dog. Then I get to kill the monk for free. If they block with the dog, I still can just play my 5-drop. It's not a bad. I mean, whatever happens, I'm gonna have a very good turn. But yeah, if they just make a trade, it's fine because now they will obviously both die. And I get to play my 4/4, which is, good against the half-elf monk. But yeah, Manticore, I just realized this. I have 3 Manticores in the pool, but I think I wouldn't be playing 3 of them in the main deck. Maybe I will find a way to play 2 of these in the main deck. With triple Hobgoblin Captain, it's just too good to ignore, I think. Those trade. I deal 4 and play a 4/4 here. And next turn I can play the Earth Cult Elemental, and I don't mind if I have to sack a land. It will be, not ideal because I have the 6 mana activation, but they will have to sacrifice something too. And I'm not sure that they are happy to sack land when they are only, played their 5th land. Of course they can sacrifice any permanent, not just the land, but unless they get like a free treasure token or a small creature token. It's not gonna be. Not gonna be such a big deal. But yeah, I have good options here. I could just attack for 4. They might take it. I mean, I'm gonna attack with this thing anyway because the block they have here is, of course, this is a free attack. They don't have mana. But I'm not gonna sacrifice these. I could, attack with both and then lose the cell sword and then kill that thing. But that's not worth that's not a good play on this turn. I'd rather play the Earth Cult Elemental if they don't block. If they do block, I might still play the Earth Cult Elemental. Because the prospect of them sacrificing something here is... Okay, that's actually the best outcome for me, because I do want to play the 6/6. And I will sacrifice a swamp if I have to. And I do. So... or maybe we do... Okay, let's actually sack the mountain. The reason I was thinking about leaving the 3 mountains is because I have a double red card in the deck, not double black cards. Well, actually the removal is double black, the 4 mana sorcery, but my hand has no red card, so I think that 2 mountains will be good enough. If I draw a double red card, I will still be able to cast it. I wonder why they didn't block, because this attack here was, a free attack. I didn't need it as a blocker, and I didn't lose anything by attacking. Even if they lose a block and I don't have anything, it was fine for me. So I think they should have kinda blocked it because of that reason, because them dropping from 13 to 9 is a pretty big deal, I think. But maybe they have... I guess they might have some instant speed interaction. If they can leave mana up, then in that case they might want to... Okay, they might want to, in that case, not do the block there. But they didn't leave any mana up. But they did deal with my 6/6. So how do I do this? Problem with the Valor Singer is that I can't cast the Manticore after that. I have only 6 mana given the treasure here. So I think I'm gonna just attack with the Herald of Hadar. I will get either a 1 for 0 or a 2 for 1. Because if they double block, I get to kill them both. If they block just with the Half-Elf Monk, I will get to kill it. I think they are gonna double block, which is fantastic for me. Okay, they just do that, which is completely fine. And then I will get rid of that thing. Now they do have the ranges longbow, which will allow them to block the flyer, but it is an equip cost of 3. They have only 5, maybe 6 lands if they drop one. And I still have, I mean, these 4 power creatures, they are good enough to attack through that Trelasarra, unless they have some way to gain life. But we will see. Well, I can also make this a 3 power though, and I still can have the Deadly Dispute up, so this is pretty perfect, I would say. I do like the Valor Singer quite a bit. If they have a trick, I can still just sacrifice my creature. That would be dying. And draw 2 cards, get a treasure, all that. Or maybe it's a trade. It's just a trade, and now they are gonna have a very tough time winning here. I even got that white here, so I mean all my creatures are lethal. They have nothing at that, yeah. And that's the kind of a good part in the format where there is no white rat variant. This format doesn't have a white rat variant. You can just, without thinking about it any further, you can just overextend. I mean, this was an unnecessary play here. If the format had rat effects, I wouldn't have played the white in that case. Now I can just play it because I know there's not going to be a rat happening. The format has a black rat effect. It's the black artifact. Don't actually recall it. It has an X cost. And yeah, but of course in a green-white deck, that's not going to happen. So, what is the... Yeah, first of all, let's take at least one Manticore. I'm kind of tempted to play just full amount of them. But I suppose if they have the ranges longbow and they have white, so they could have like a 2-3. The 2-1 flyer might not be that great. So I think I will play 2 Manticores. And that means I will have to cut something. And you come to the null camp is usually the first thing I'm interested in cutting. And that's the case now. Although it's not that bad against the 1-4. But maybe I'll still cut that one. On the draw also, which I assume to be here, it's the aggression. It is of course a very aggressive card too, but it's better when you are on the play. I don't think... how about the spiked pit trap? No, it's too expensive to use. So this is the deck. Well, I'm gonna keep it because I have the combo here in 2 different... Actually, I have 3 of my 4 sacrifice outlets in here and the Price of Loyalty. So, and I have 2 drops here, and I'm on the draw, so I have an additional draw step. Because I don't want to miss my 3rd land drop, I have 3 draw steps to do that. Okay, this could mean that I might want to have the Spear Dagger in the deck. If they have the life gain stuff now... should I have played the Sepulchre Goal? Maybe not yet. I kind of hope I don't have to use the Price of Loyalty right away. It is the best with the Tiger Tribe Hunter because that gives me a 2 for 1. Okay, no life gain synergy yet, so this doesn't matter. I can just... Okay, they played the 1-4. This is not gonna do anything here. It is gonna do with the Manticore, but I am very far away from able to cast it. I'm gonna just do this, just in case they find the life gain synergy. And sadly, my third draw step was still a non-land, so not ideal. Because it's like a 16 out of 32 times 16 out of 31 times 16 out of... well, actually, that's not how you check the odds. You should use the kind of the counter. Well, anyway, what I'm saying here, it was less than 25% to not draw in 3 consecutive draws a single land, but now I did, so that's fine, and they have a 2-1 and I have 1-4, which is, you know, pretty okay. And I'm at 19, so there's no rush of any kind. I have a good removal spell if they have something nasty. I have them. I kind of want to just wait until I get to have the Tiger Trap Hunter, and then attack with the so that the pack tactics trigger, and I get to deal with 2 of their creatures. The one I steal, and then sacrifice to deal damage equal to its power to something else. So that's the long game plan here. They have 5 cards, I have 5 cards. This is as even as the situation can be. The board is stalled currently, so neither has any advantage. But I know at least my cards are very good, given the situation. So I'm kind of hopeful that I could be winning this game. The fact I missed the 3rd land drop once didn't seem to matter too much, but I still want to, of course, draw more lands. Now this is a free attack, so if I lose the Skullport Merchant here, then I have the option to block with the goal and then sacrifice the Merchant, but that would of course be horrible. If they have a card to pump this thing, it's just gonna be you know, horrible. I don't actually care about this guy dying to some kind of pump effect, because I'm not gonna use this with the, you know, with such a low amount of mana I have. And while this is a good blocker on the 2-1, I can't just trade with the Sepulchre Goal. If I draw a land, am I going to play the Tiger Trap Hunter? I kinda don't want to, but then again, I also want to maybe leave the treasure token here, because then my price of loyalty will give +2/+0, which is a lot better with the Tiger Trap Hunter. Okay, they have 1 more of those, but no life gain synergy yet. Dragon's Fire. Well, I guess I can sack it. It doesn't seem to do anything, but what's the harm? Plundering Barbarian. Well, that's gonna give me a treasure token, right? Don't recall seeing it. There's the Ranger's Longbow, but it's a card I can live with. I'm gonna have to play something, and there's no target for my artifact removal, so might as well do it like this, and then I can just trade with the Priest of Ancient Lore, I think. If they attack with the Health of Monk, I'm still not gonna block it and make this a 4/3 as long as they have mana open. I would of course trade the Plundering Barbarian with the Monk if given the chance. Now with 2 treasures, if I draw a land, I am willing to play a 5-drop here. No big deal. Opponent is thinking about their plays. Well, usually it's me who is running out of time, because explaining all the things is going to make playing slower. If I didn't record, I would be playing faster. So I think it's just gonna be a block here. I don't mind trading resources here. I have a pretty powerful late game, although them drawing cards here. Now the 2-1 is kinda irrelevant, but the first one just traded with my card, which only made... So I got a treasure, they got a card, which is, you know, better than a treasure. But anyway, I have now the target. I could have the Herald of Hadar, but how would I attack with it? I think I played this which requires red, because I don't have 2 mountains here. Because let's say if my next land is a swamp, and then I can just play this without sacrificing a treasure. So it makes more sense to play this now. And let's see what they have. They can tap now it, of course, but they have only 4 power in here, and at some point, they choose to do that. I wonder why is that. Okay, that I need to kill. That becomes a 3/3. They get a scry here. So that's gonna be killed in you know, one of many ways. They have a minimus containment. Now I could sack it, but why would I do that? That doesn't benefit me at all. Now sadly, that means my price of loyalty is not as good. It will still be able to kill the Trelasarra, but I don't get a big value out of it. This thing just grows larger and larger. I'm just thinking if I should do it right on this turn or on some later turn. I'm about to trade this guy away. And I have lost, I drew 3 of the sacrifice outlets. I have lost 2 of the 3. I drew 3 of the 4, sorry, and I have lost all but 1 of those 3. So it is going to be like this. I don't need to, I'm definitely not sacrificing a treasure here now. I guess I should have left the goal to block. And I should have. Because I'm not winning the race. That was a stupid attack. I mean, unless they block the goal for some reason, which they are not going to do. Yup. Okay, they take 5 instead of 4, so at least there is that. But I still would have preferred to leave the coal as a blocker. Because I take 4 and I would have just traded with the Priest of Ancient Lore, for instance. Okay, now that is some artifact I want to be able to kill. Earth Cult Elemental, but this time I don't want to sacrifice. If I have a low roll, I have to sacrifice a swamp, because it will cost both of the treasures I have. And this has ward 1, so I don't... I'm gonna just play this without... this can block their stuff. They have the Tapper though, but... I think I just need to try to stabilize. Hopefully they don't have anything too great. Now they can move this equipment. This will be a force 7 in that case. And I can't actually kill it. So I would have to take 4 damage. But then they don't have good attacks. Unless they also... But they have a Tapper. Or they choose that, which they can do. I will block the Priest of Ancient Lore and go to... 4 here. There's not really... I mean, I could block these and sacrifice... I would lose both of these to kill the Prosperous Innkeeper. That makes no sense. Let's see if they still have something... Multiple half-elf monks, alright. Sadly, that is exactly what they need here, because they can tap both of my blockers. So what I could do, I can use the Grim Bounty, but it will cost 5 mana. Well, I can sacrifice a treasure. Problem is, in that case, I won't have a blocker. So they have the mana to use this, and they have the mana to, in fact, still use both tappers. So the half-elf monks are killing me here with the plate armor, which is, you know, an insanely good card. I can play only 1 spell this turn. And none of the 1 spells are gonna help me because I'm at 4. So let's go to the next game. So many half-elf monks. Kinda tempted to do the Manticore, but maybe not. The Thieves' Tools isn't that great against the half-elf monks actually. So maybe I will not play it even though I'm on the play here. But what is more useful in this situation is, I think, the Null Camp. It also works as a combat trick. Now the Spear Dagger wouldn't be maybe that bad against the 1 toughness creatures. But these draw a card and these are just 1/1s. I'm better off trying to kill the life gain payoff instead. I think I'll take the Null Camp thing. And hopefully I will, for the first time, get an actual aggressive start. Is something here bad against the one force? I don't think, because this creates treasures, I don't mind. Okay, these are somewhat bad, these 3/3s, but I guess I have ways to increase their power with the equipment and stuff like that. And the Manticores will be good when they are gonna just block. But I don't think I'm gonna play the third Manticore. This is the deck, and let's hope to have a good start now. The opponent is still sideboarding, which might indicate that they are changing their deck. Now if I draw my the 2/2 that can create a treasure token or destroy an artifact. Now that I know they have the plate armor, I'm kind of feeling that I might want to wait just in case they draw the plate armor. +3/+3 is such a great amount of pump effect that that is really tough to deal with. Now I have this thing. This makes a treasure. I wish there was one mountain here, but I'm still keeping it because I have the ways to make a treasure here. Opponent mulligans also here, but yeah, this is, I mean, given that I have 4 3-power creatures in the deck, my starting hands haven't been that great, but now that I drew the mountain right away, I'm not gonna be that unhappy. I might have to play this as a on-curve play, but we will see. Basilisk is okay. Okay, I don't have to do it now, so I can try to offer a trade here, which is fine, definitely. And now that I drew the Hobgoblin Captain, I might leave the Plundering Barbarian. Although if I make the treasure token with it, I can play the Tribe Hunter. I can't play it without the treasure, but I can make it. Oh, they have this guy. What does this mean? Sacrifice an artifact. Nah, I'm not that worried. I think they're gonna just trade, which is fine. Then I can play the Sellsword, which I conveniently drew here. Nothing wrong with that. I can use the Grim Bounty on their next thing. If I'm very lucky, I draw the Mountain, but that would have to be pretty good draw I have, I think. I don't have that many mountains in here. They have a no play. They have evolving wilds there. So I'm going to just have to. They don't have any creatures, so if they have the equipment there, I mean, if they had it, they would have played it. So they don't have the equipment. I think it is a mana cost of 3 total. So yeah, this is gonna make me the treasure, which I can ideally use for the Deadly Dispute. But if I have to, I will use it on the Tiger Tribe Hunter. If they have like a big 5-drop, oh, they have a red in there. But yeah, I have the Grim Bounty to deal with any one big creature. I have 6 power here. They are at 16. Okay, that is not so dangerous. Let's see if they have the payoff for it. Green, white, gold card, which I can kill, of course. Dragon's Fire there. Well, yeah, I'm gonna do this. Because I will get the treasure token back here. Time to draw the cards, and there's the red source, which means I can use the... Well, 3 lands was a bit awkward, but at least I now get to play the 5-drop here. And I can still kill... Opponent has 3 cards still, but I can kill their biggest threat. Hopefully they don't have a way to deal with the Tribe Hunter. Okay, that's gonna gain them some life, but 1/1s are not exactly the stuff they need here. Oh, come on. They had the way to deal with it, so at least I drew here another creature, but them being able to kill my 4/3 and then a 4/4 is really not great. I need to avoid drawing more lands because, well, I guess they have only 2 cards left, and I can kill their next thing here. Okay, that's that is annoying. Am I going to kill the Innkeeper? Let's see what I draw. That is, if it's just a land, I think I will have to kill the Innkeeper in that case. Okay, withholding Ogre. Now I can still do both. I can kill it, but the thing is that, yeah, I don't actually mind about losing the hulking bugbear here. I want to use the Grim Bounty on something that is an actual problem. This became a 3-2, and it also costs 3 mana to equip. And they didn't have that low life total that going for the kill there would have necessarily made sense. Now they would be at 5 now, but if they drop something significant, I want to be able to kill it. Let's say they have a purple worm. Well, they have kind of an opposite of significant. Well, at least they don't gain 2 life per creature now. I mean, that would have been the same case if I killed it, so forget about that. I hope I draw the 1/4, but that can eat all these treasure tokens I'm about to make here. Are they gonna sack? Do they have a land drop? Are they thinking about sacking a treasure to equip their half of monk? Okay, that's something for the Grim Bounty. That is absolutely something for the Grim Bounty. I did draw just a land there. Well, I have a bunch of treasures if I ever draw the 1/4. And that's the reason I'm gonna also play the swamp here. Now, if the opponent still has a non-land, and they do because they sacrifice the treasures there. Yeah, they have a non-land spell there. That is very awkward. 5 lands versus 8 lands is not optimal. It is not optimal at all. I have 9 lands still here, so 14 spells, 9 lands. I guess I have the rare. I can use the rare for any amount of mana now. Okay, yep, that is... I mean, if they just keep on having creatures... I will lose all of my creatures when they trade with the help of the longbow. And of course the Death Toucher here is gonna be... Okay, 2 can't block. Sadly, this is exactly the position where this card is fairly weak. But I think I just attack with the Plundering Barbarian. There's no reason to attack with the Ogre and trade with the Basilisk. And I don't have a lethal even if I use the Intimidate option. So I'm going to attack with this thing and see what happens. I might save it with the trick now. It's just a 2/2. But... yeah, if they equip the Basilisk, it's gonna be a 3/3. The 2/2 won't do anything in that case. I think I'm gonna have to let this go. Maybe they will attack with the Innkeeper, and maybe I will have to use the Gnoll Camp. I kinda need the opponent to hit a pocket of land. Okay, that is not good enough. Yeah, they also get life for each creature. They can make it a hasty 4/4 now, which is certainly awkward. Okay, that is actually good. I mean, I have to... It's not great, but I have to block. At least I can trade the Gnoll Camp with the thing that is gonna give them a bunch of life. So, target creature gets +3/+1. Yeah, this will be enough. Can't kill this guy, sadly. So now if I draw another land, I think I will lose. Because this is gonna be a 6 power creature when they equip it. Okay, that is definitely okay. Still not super great. 20 is actually a bit useless, especially when I'm going to do this anyway. But whatever. It was whatever. Now I will just, you know, deal 2 damage, then they block here. And at least they will be going to 6. If they're gonna go to the equip and pump, it will use all of their mana. I will go to 8. I can't imagine them not taking the damage here. So I'm not in a good shape here. But if I manage to draw more non-lands, look at all the treasures I have. Well, we will see. Because my life total won't be high for long here. I guess I mean, They haven't played a land, so... Yeah, they can make me go to 8 now. But then they will go to 4 themselves. I have another hasty guy. I have, of course, my bomb creature. That would be fantastic. Take the flying... what demon, devil, whatever. This is very tough. This is really about top decks now. Are they thinking about not attacking and not going for the... Okay, they are attacking here, which is, I think, the correct decision for them, because that is so much damage they can deal, and they can take the 2 here. And they know I have nothing in my hand. That is definitely a fantastic draw. I don't really care if I have to sacrifice something. I don't have to. They will sacrifice. Actually, for them it's a bigger deal, because they have only 5 lands here. And they don't want to lose the equipment or the creature. So they are going to sacrifice a forest, but that will hurt them actually. So this draw was insanely good. It really was. Do I want to move the piece of equipment here? I guess I have so much mana that I can easily do that. If they have a pump spell, they can make it a 6/5. Yeah, they can make it a 6/5, and then they can, if they have +2/+2 in that case, yeah, then actually this wouldn't trade with it. So I'm gonna make this a 7 power creature if they have a +2/+2 spell here. And I can sacrifice these treasures to you to move the equipment around if that is needed. Now they had a land drop. Of course, I have a 7 power trampler, so, but their problem is if they attack and I don't block, they can make it a 6 power with their own ability, and then they can have a then a any +2 damage effect or burn spell. So that is too risky. I have to block if they attack. Oh man, I did draw the Skullport Merchant, which is insanely good here now. I'm gonna draw a card first right away before I do anything else, and then I will maybe wait a bit. I could draw 2 cards, but let's see what I draw. That is a thing that matters. Now this... Okay, this is very interesting. I'm gonna go for it. Yeah, I'm gonna go for it. This is just lethal if they don't have anything. If they have something, at least I still can sacrifice anything that's about to die, because I have still 7 mana left, 6 treasures and 1 land here. But yeah, that was enough. The red-black deck, I really drew well, but I suppose I drew a bunch of lands in the earlier stages there, so maybe in the end it was an evened out. I drew the stuff I needed, and I didn't even draw my bomb rare. Okay, so I'll again cut, and we will see in the next round when it starts. Okay. Again, I'm on the play, but alright, well, this hand is a mulligan. I don't have any of the black, I have a double black caster. First play on turn 4, just no way. This is not a lot better, but it is much better still. I mean, sorry, it is. This is much better than the previous hand, sorry, but this is not a great hand. But if I draw the swamp, it will be actually pretty good. But that is really depending on what I'm gonna draw here. Now, on the previous times when I have cast this card in the event, I didn't care about the high roll because I was gonna move it away right away. Now, when I actually cared about this attaching to the token, it was the low roll. So, pretty awkward there. Please don't have the 1/3 that makes treasure tokens. I'd rather attack with my hasty guy, but I'm not gonna let them have free. Okay, they had the 1/3 that is a lot better for me than the black version. Okay, mountain. That was bad. At least the Goblin Morning Star is not relevant now because I couldn't have attacked with a 2-1. I can't block this with a 2-1. So far it doesn't matter that this didn't attach to the creature. Okay, well that's not ideal by any metric. I fear they have the 5 damage to an attacker, but I mean, what can I do? Then they have it. Because they could also have something else. Although they wouldn't attack with this. Okay, well, I don't know what's going on. Why would they attack with the 1-3? Because they just dealt 1 damage and took 2 there. I don't think it was a good one. Okay, let's hope to draw an actual swamp. And I did draw the swamp. Now, I have here a couple of things I can do. The Thieves' Tools is a card I'm willing to leave for the Hulking Bugbear to keep connecting. But what I'm actually a bit interested in doing here is just to get rid of the Dawnbringer Cleric, because I have the Sepulchre goal here. And the Manticore being on the battlefield means I can start to connect with the Flyer. Although this will be able to kill, you know, something a lot larger too. The 1-3 in the end isn't actually that great. So maybe I just should do this. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. And I will not play the Sepulchre goal by sacrificing the treasure, because they do have the 1-3 to block it anyway. Let's see if they have a life gain. If they don't, they can't even attack with the Unicorn. Of course the Unicorn will become a 4-3 if they can gain life. How many ways there are to gain life at instant speed with these colors? I don't think there are many. Instant speed life gain effects. Are there those? Well, that can gain them life if they go to the Mad Mage 7-step dungeon. So the Unicorn will become a 4-3 and they go to 12 life. Yep, they went for the Mad Mage. So I will go to 15 now. Which means I will use the Manticore defensively. I can continue attacks with the Hulking Bugbear. Yeah, I think I'm going to sacrifice now the treasure to first I play the Hobgoblin on my turn, which can trade with the Celestial Unicorn, and then I can have the Manticore when I sacrifice the treasure. But do I want to... Well, let's see what they do. There are, of course, all kinds of plays available, including me not blocking at all. That drains life, though, so that's gonna make the race better for them. So I will be using the... Yeah, I can kill the Unicorn now with the Manticore. If they don't attack with the Dungeoneer, actually I don't want them to attack because I couldn't block it. But yeah, I can't take 5 here. Let's hope they don't have other ways to gain life. This will be a first striker. I can make it into a... Well, I have only 1 black mana, so I will definitely do exactly that. This will be unblockable, this will be flying, and this will be a 4-power first striker. So they will be taken here when I equip it. That's 9 damage. So basically they could take it, but I think they just have to block it. And they will... No, they can double block with the Vampire Spawn and the Dawnbringer Cleric. But it's fine. I mean, it's fine. I will kill the vampire spawn here. This will enter tapped, but I don't think it's not gonna block anything anyway. They're not gonna go for the jump block here. I mean, double block with vampire spawn and don't bring the cleric. That is the correct way to do it. Yes, now they got it. Oh, they still lose the dungeoneer. They are afraid of me having something, and now they finally found it. Yes, that is the way they should do. Okay. So this goes away, and then I will play the white. White in here. They are still only at 6. And next turn I can, if they don't gain more life, I can have a victory here by equipping the Manticore. I of course can't equip this because then it won't be unblockable. But Manticore, which requires them not having life gain or a removal or a way to block a flyer. Well, that's gonna only give them the scry. So 2 mana. There's also the white they have to somehow worry about. If they leave 2 mana up, it is a bit too risky to go for the win when I can make a safer play just equipping the white and attacking them too. And they're forced to block the white with the dungeoneer most likely. They scry to top. Yeah, they're not gonna tap out, so they're gonna have some instant speed interaction. That's gonna mess up with my ability to win right away by equipping the Manticore. I think it's better just to equip the white, and then they will have to block with the dungeoneer, and I will get a 2/2 out of that. Then I can play one of these guys. I won't have mana to use the sacrifice ability, so I won't be playing the merchant pre-com, but I will just do it like this. I'm fairly certain they have some way to remove. Maybe they have the hulking bugbear, they can kill it with 5 damage. That's what I'm suspecting is going to happen here. And let's see if that's gonna be the case. Because if they don't have any removal here, I will win on the next turn anyway. Unless they happen to draw the removal then. So they're just gonna soak the damage. They don't want the dungeoneer to die. That's completely fine for me. Okay, now they have second thoughts. Yeah, they are nowhere near completing the dungeon, so dungeoneer will die. Or at least I try. So they have something. Let's see what it is. 5 damage to bugbear, isn't it? Well, okay, they just chose to do nothing. And then I can play Sepulchre Goal or the Skullport Merchant. Well, them being at 1 means all of my creatures are lethal. Thus, this will become with the Goblin Morningstar, especially a 5 power trampler when I sacrifice something. But this is the better use for mana. So it's a... Well, I'm in a very good shape here now that they had nothing. I just still want to try to check out the correct play here. I think I'll just play the 3 mana card instead. Because this is 2 things they need to deal with. Now, they didn't have a removal on the Hulking Bugbear now, or the Thieves' Tools. They had actually no play they wanted to make there. They're gonna get to make a treasure, or they can prevent someone from attacking, but problem is that I have 2 lethal things. They can't block and I can move the Thieves' Tools around, obviously. So they can make the Manticore unable to attack, for instance. Now, I will just have 2 unblockable things. And that's pretty much it. They have only 1 mana, so that's it. Okay, again, I'm not sure if I should between rounds make them decision to play 2 Manticores because of the first strikers in here. But at least I'm now sideboarding because they have those 3 toughness creatures which are gonna do a bunch of work blocking my things here. So yeah, it's not going to be the green-red deck against that opponent, at least not yet. Is there something? Well, I'm gonna have to cut something. Maybe the Gnoll Camp, but I kind of like it too. But yeah, something has to go. I do like the Hoarding Ogre giving me treasures. I like the Valor Singer. I like the Plundering Barbarian. If nothing else, it can kill the Cloister Gargoyle. And a white deck can easily have equipment. I won't be losing any of my sacrifice outlet because it's very good with the price of loyalty. The Gnoll Camp thing is that, well, maybe I will cut it on the draw. Maybe I will sideboard into it on the play, but I will most likely be on the draw, so I will cut the aggressive trick. Okay, I have both colors now, but my first play happens on turn 4 here. I'm still gonna keep it, hope to draw there some creatures, because these, I have the kill spell, well, they have Warpal Sword. Now that changes things maybe. Is that a reason to play the green and red deck? Green has ways to deal with this. I have only one way to deal with it in this red-black deck. Okay, well that was a fantastic draw. But yeah, this thing just wins games. There's no... And that was a fantastic draw too. Yeah, the equip is 2 black, and I'm not worried about them equipping now when they just deploy creatures. But when the board style will happen at some point, that will make things so that but they can play this and equip. Oh, well, that was annoying. They gain 2 life even, so this thing... Okay, well that was very awkward. But and this is anyway, the Warpal Sword will dominate the late game here. Don't have double black for this thing. I think I'll still just continue with the attacks. Do they have... Okay, I don't think I can raise them actually. And I'm not wanting to lose the Hoarding Ogre. White will enter tapped, plus I won't be playing just a 2-mana spell here. I want to play the 4-mana spell. So my hope is they don't have any more life gain, and so I can block the Celestial Unicorn with the Hulking Bugbear here. If they have a life gain thing, I will go to 7. I'm not going to jump block with the Hulking Bugbear. Okay, they have the life gain. Well... oh man. And I will go to 5 because this also makes me lose. Warpal Sword. I mean, without that I would be at a higher life total here. And I just... I mean, am I gonna double block that thing? It's just not gonna do a whole lot. I lose my board presence in its entirety. Oh, they chose to attack only for 5. Why would they do that? I can double block this thing and lose only 1 creature now. I don't know what's going on. Why would they do that? What? And they don't even kill the... What is going on? What? They left me the guy that can create treasures. This does nothing when it's been played already. Okay, well... I'm still not in a great shape. But I think I can attack now. And I surely can. Hopefully it's a... Yeah, 2 treasures is gonna be good, because now I can play the Goblin Morningstar and still have the Manticore up. The activated ability of this thing costs 8 mana, so that's not really a thing I'm worried about. So how do I do this? I can just play the white, but it will enter tapped. And if I play the Goblin Morningstar, I'm gonna play the Goblin Morningstar no matter what. Don't think it even matters too much if it's gonna get equipped or not. And then I have two options. I think I am using the Manticore here. That will use both of my black sources here, because I don't have the Grim Bounty up now. There is another way to do things. It is to play the white now and then block and jump block and then sacrifice. Use these for mana and use the Deadly Dispute. That is one way to do things too. And then the white can be a blocker later on. I think I will actually choose that. So I will jump block, because this will create me a treasure token back, allowing me to use the Grim Bounty no matter what then. Okay, they kill that. So am I going to... Yeah, I don't want to give them the venture, so I'm actually going to do this now. The outcome is going to be the same. I will not just... If I want to, I can just jump block it. Jump block it if I feel like that's something I want to do. Okay, I drew the Price of Loyalty when I lost the Deadly Dispute, but I did draw the Skullport Merchant. Now, is this time to jump block? I don't think, because I have the Manticore here. 4 life is a lot, not a lot, but I have a chance here. I would actually just want to draw lands here now. That would have allowed me to... Well, I will be able to attack with this. Maybe I want to... Okay, I want to have the treasures from this thing. Only one this time though. So, yeah, if I drew a land, I would actually be able to do the Skullport Merchant and Manticore. Now, actually, this gives me a treasure token, so I can still do it. I'm not playing the Earth Cult Elemental now, that's not... Yeah, I kind of want to... Yeah, fine, I will do this. And I will use the Manticore. I will use all my treasures for that, though. But... I will get more treasures with the Hoarding Ogre, I suppose. Close the Gargoyle. Okay, they get to... Okay, they choose probably Tomb of Annihilation, I'm guessing. I go to 3 here. They went for the Scry. Okay. How do they Scry? They are thinking about it, so it's not an obvious choice. Don't think it's a land, because while they need one more land for this activation, with me being at so low life total, it actually doesn't matter if they have the Scry to bottom. It doesn't really matter if I'm going to lose the game, because I'm probably going to lose to the damage that the creature is going to be able to deal. So they can attack with both, and I can kill the... This has Death Touch, right? So I'm not going to block with that thing with the Merchant. So what I do here is this into this. And then I will use the Manticore. I could also just draw a card from this thing, actually. Now, is that making sense? Or do I want to get rid of the Cleric? Which is, just a 1-3. It is a 3-3 only because of the equipment. I can kill, of course, the Vampire Spawn too. Yeah, I don't have to kill the Dawnbringer Cleric. I'm gonna jump block no matter what. That is given. So do I want to sack this for a card? I don't think so. I think I'm gonna kill the Vampire Spawn in the end. Do I want to kill anything? Yeah. Losing 3 treasures just hurts me so much. I wish I just drew a land there. If they're gonna equip the Cloister Gargoyle, I can't actually even attack with the Hoarding Ogre here. Because this will be a 2-power Death Toucher. Unless I use the Manticore. Well, I guess I can use the Goblin Morningstar there. It really hurts me to lose all 3 of my treasures. I'm gonna do it anyway. Still no land. I mean, this is really 4 lands drawn, and well, Evolving Wise got me 1, but that's still like about 12 non-lands in the same amount of time. So I sadly, because if I did draw a land, I could have gone for the Price of Loyalty. Sacking. Oh, but I can actually still do it, because I can steal this guy, then sacrifice it. But I need to blocker for this. Well, I don't actually need it. I can go to 1 here. Fine. Let's go to 1. Let's try to raise the opponent. This time it was at least 2 treasures. Because now opponent is also facing a bunch of damage, but I can easily lose here now. Let's see if I draw an actual land. I did. Yep. So I can go to 1 if they equip and attack. But I have a hasty guy. If they drew a land, that's not gonna win them the game. But if they drew a way to deal me additional damage or make me lose life, that's it. They can't really leave this as a blocker either now, can they? Because I have the flyer and I have the 3-powered creature here. I think they have to attack. Okay, that means they can't move around the Wobble Sword twice. So if they want to make me drop to 1, this won't be a 3/3 blocker then in that case. But I also have the Goblin Morningstar here. Can I win? Well, it depends on if they're gonna attack at all. If they are, with the Grim Bounty, I think that's the win, right? With the Grim Bounty, isn't it? It is. In 2 ways even. Because, oh, this was a good one, but it's not necessary now. This gets me a treasure, and it doesn't even need to get it, because this is already 7 damage. That was it. That was the match. I did use a lot of treasures for mana in that game. I mean, how many treasures I did sacrifice for mana? That 3/3 that made those treasures, it was so hugely important in that game. With me being stuck in a low amount of lands for so long, would have made me lose otherwise. Okay, 1 final round left. So against the treasure token, I'm going to play here, and this will be the final round unless the best of 3 match cannot end in a draw. If nothing else, one of us will run out of time, and that will be losing the match. So final round, no matter what, because I have 3 wins and 1 loss, and the event will end at 4 wins or 2 losses. Now, oh boy, I'm on the play. If I had a land in here, ideally if the Knoll Camp thing was a land, or I guess the 5-drop. especially if it was a swamp. I would be keeping this in a heartbeat. So let's see how could I have good stuff going on. If I draw any land, I can play the bugbear on turn 3. I have 2 draw steps time to do that. And then I would need to draw specifically a swamp to apply these creatures on the board. I think it's too risky here. There's no 2-drop or anything. I will mulligan this hand. And this is a lot better. I mean, this is like, there's no question about it. That hand is miles worse than this one. I mean, I have now the perfect... This is actually the start I kind of envisioned in the beginning. I get to attack with this being a... Unless the opponent kills it and they have... Oh man, they have the Ray of Enfeeblement. They didn't let me go... Leave the dream. That would have been a first striker. And that would have been so relevant when they have the Arcane Investigator here. No matter, I still have a very good hasty 3-3, but I could have actually... If they didn't have this specific uncommon, I would have been able to deal 6 here. Well, they could have had a 2-mana removal too, but... I didn't get to leave the dream. Now, Secret Door. Annoying. Merchant is better used for mana, but I think I'll still play this thing. I can attack on the next... I know I could have attacked with this, but I'd rather leave it to block the Arcane Investigator, because they are gonna block with the door for sure. Yeah, the Manticore will be good against this kind of stuff. Also, this will, you know, be very good in the late game when they can start drawing cards. And this will have to be killed. Another bugbear. Okay, I guess I'll attack for 6 now. They don't have good blocks on anything else than one of my creatures. That has first strike. And if they double block the 3-3, they will lose to both of their guys. That will be horrible for them. So they will take 6 now. Yeah. This would have been pretty insane if the Hobgoblin Captain survived from turn 2. And the Secret Door is doing a lot of work for them. Now that will be good at some point. Now, there's no point really... I'm gonna play the Skullport Merchant post-combat, so let's see what happens now. They did miss a land drop, but they have 4 cards. Maybe they just have the instant speed card draw effect, but are they going to take 5 damage? I think they have some bounce or removal here, but we will see. They have a powered kill. That is completely acceptable, and they still take 3 or double block this guy. Both of those. I guess they could have the blue -2/-0 and draw a card thing. But now I have the... I can use the Manticore, although ideally I just draw the 4th land so that I don't have to use them. I don't have to use them treasure for that. And that is exactly what happened. If I attack with also the Merchant, what can happen here? Now first of all they can block the Hobgoblin with the Sampling Ghast, but then I can just sacrifice and draw a card. I don't have to use the Manticore on this turn. So I think... Now if I attack with the Merchant, that's no good. They can just block with the 2-2, for example. So let's do this. It's still a first striker here. And then when they... Okay, they actually choose to... Well, let's see what they choose to do. I don't have to do anything right now. So first strike will kill the Ghast, and if they choose to give -1/-1, I will draw a card instead. Now this is a really good card. And then, yep, they will bounce off each other, and I can still play the Sepulchral Goal here. All is fine. They might have a counterspell, couldn't care less if they bar the gate here. They get to venture into some dungeon, but then they went for the Fan Delver with the Scry. They Scry the top. All is fine so far. I think I will have to kill the Arcane Investigator with the Grim Bounty in the end. Okay, they went for the token, which is not bad, of course. But that does mean I will get to... Oh, they went for the treasure token, not the Goblin token. Valor Singer. Well, obviously I'm gonna get rid of the secret door with the Manticore. Sure. There's no point attacking with anything else here. And now I have this 2 power flyer against their 8 life. And now this 3/3 needs to be blocked in some way as well. And the Valor Singer can give some small... Okay, well, talk about the target for Grim Bounty. Can't kill the Investigator. But I guess it doesn't matter because if they used 6 mana on this, given the board state here, it's really not very good for them. I mean, to use 6 mana for it now. And I will be... It's very tempting to play the Valor Singer here actually, but I don't think... Because I'm gonna sack both of these, I don't necessarily even be able to play the 6/6 on the next turn. Yeah, I don't need to do that. Attacking with this, does it make sense? They can double block it. Trade with the Investigator. Nah. I don't want to give them that trade. If they want to use 6 mana on this, then they can do that. But yeah, them having Xanathar is a big thing. Now, this Manticore will be lethal with the Valor Singer. Let's see, they have 1 card left. Which kills this. Okay, so I'm going to sack 1 treasure to draw a card here. So they won't... Oh, why would they... Wait a second. Why would they concede now? I will lose... I mean, maybe they just don't want me to draw cards, but they're gonna get to trigger this. They get a 2/2. I don't actually have a good attack. Well, at least they don't know about it. With the Valor Singer, it would actually be a decent attack still. But, well, okay, I suppose a 2/2 has to double block. Well, anyway, point is, that seems like a bit premature. Okay, so Xanathar, I don't have that many ways to deal with that thing in my red-green deck. So this is going to be the deck here, and I'm obviously going to use the Manticore number 2 here. How about the number 3? How about you come to the Gnoll camp? Is it time again to cut this card when I'm on the draw? Now, one thing that is pretty awkward is that they have the 0/4, they have the Sampling Ghast. They are good against my 3 power 2 drops. That makes me want to leave the Gnoll camp thing in still. But would I cut in that case? I do like the treasure tokens. Yeah, this thing is... How about the Plundering Barbarian? Well, this is an artifact creature. But maybe it can be that this time. If they have some other artifacts, I will definitely get it back in. This hasn't really made an appearance lately, so maybe I could draw this guy. I will use this because this can be maybe okay against them. Yeah, this is the deck. Well, the guy makes an appearance. Well, 2 lands, both colors have a 2-drop, a 3-drop. Which of course needs for me to draw another land, but I also have the Tiger Tribe Hunter and Price of Loyalty. So basically, if this hand can draw like in the first 5 draw steps, at least 2 lands, ideally 3, things will be fine. At least I drew a 2 mana card, because if I don't draw a land, I want to draw cheap cards. Investigator. Oh, okay. I'm not sure. The mountain was, by the way, an incredibly strong draw. I'm thinking about the Sepulchre goal and just trading. The thing with the Sepulchre goal is that I can use the Price of Loyalty before I have the Tribe Hunter, but I feel I will want to wait until I can use the Price of Loyalty with the Tribe Hunter, because that is such an insane combination. Okay, they had that. Well, that would have killed the captain as well. Not much I can do about it. Yeah, there's another good... Well, that is a good removal spell, but... let's see if I can draw the lands now. I already drew one, which was great. Oh, that's the red splash, is it? More kill spells, and even they chose to burn a... They chose to burn a treasure for that. Okay, that was... Well, I got one land with the Evolving Wilds, so it's basically... I have still drawn 4 cards. If I kept 7. I did keep 7, right? 4 cards, only one of them was land. So, not great. But let's play the Hobgoblin. This is kind of okay if I draw like 2 lands in a row right now. But they have also the Hall of Storm Giant. So, are they really just playing 3 colors in the end? I will block both of these because, I mean either of those, because the thing is that this will also, start drawing them cards. This game will go long. And I sadly won't be able to use this maybe. Well, let's see. Well, I have to play it just as it is. Because I have no other play for this turn. Because I don't have the double black for the Grim Bounty. If I just draw any land now. Okay, why would they do that main phase? Oh, because they, yeah, why not? Because that's a pretty good one. Oh, they... This with 2 mountains is too good with all the tokens. I have to do this. I'm actually happy they attack with the Goblin here. I still take 1,000,000 damage here, of course, but... Yeah, I just need to draw a land now. If I do, I have the time. They have no cards in their hand. I can take the damage now. If I draw a land, I think I will be in a very good shape. Because I could play the Tribe Hunter, then use the Price of Loyalty to steal this guy, kill one of their creatures. Now they have this thing, I have only Manticore here. This was a tale of me drawing 6 cards, 2 of them were lands, and now they have this thing. Yep. I can jump block it, but I take 6 here. There's just no way I can climb back from that. Yeah. So... Did anything change here? I don't really think that things did change. The Hobgoblin captains are a bit unimpressive, but they are still good. Okay, I'm gonna just keep the same deck. Even the... Yeah, all the area that I had. This is the final game of the event, unless it somehow ends in a draw, which is quite unlikely. Okay. Not great, but it's still fine. I think I have to... The opponent mulligans, by the way. I have to use this because I don't wanna... I'm gonna get the mountain, of course, because I have more double red cards, but I have also 1 double black there, removal spell. Well, there was the mountain. So, I guess the land isn't that bad because I have the 5 and 6 drops, but I kind of want to have something to play here. That's not great, but let's see what they do. Okay, that is actually not so bad with the null camp I have here. Oh, I wish they block. I wish they block. Yes, because I... Okay, that's perfect, because I drew the other 2 drop 2, so they will be first strikers on the next turn. And then if I'm really lucky, I don't know if I have to be really lucky, but if I'm somewhat lucky, I will draw a land to play the Herald here too. Let's see if they have a 2-point burn that makes a treasure. Okay, that. So this says, as long as you control. Well, I can't. I'm not gonna attack into it yet. With the Earth Cult Elemental, they can just sacrifice the Hobgoblin Captain. Yeah, hopefully. Okay, they get to scroll. So Venture, I mean. And this could be bad. Yeah, they had this steel thing, which was, of course, amazing. I need actually my own good stuff now. The rare would be... Oh, they just choose to give it to me. I mean... It's still very good because it means they got a 3-3 that killed my Hobgoblin Captain. I think I'm going to take 3 here now and see what happens. Well, I'm pretty happy I did that exact choice. Now, I doubt they're gonna double block, so I will just... But I will offer them the possibility to do so. Yeah, what a draw. What a draw. Okay. So I'm back in business now. Let's see if they have like a... something... other good stuff. I will... do this, and if they want to double block, so be it. I will play the Earth Cult Elemental, and they have to sacrifice a land, in fact. And I can sacrifice. Well, let's see if I have to sacrifice. I do. So, I have cards that care about treasures, including the price of loyalty, which means I'm gonna sacrifice the swamp. And they have only... Yeah, this could be it. I mean, this could be the win for me now. Fangblade. So I can... that with this thing it is 4... Yeah, this is lethal if they don't have a response. So let's try it. I also get to... venture if they have like a kill spell or something. But this is now 13 damage. And that's it. The event is over and I did get the max wins, and what a ride it was, because in the second match I was down 1 game. I mean, and the first match was a loss. In the second match, if I recall correctly, I lost the first game, so I had to win 2 games straight to get the match win there, which I did with when I sideboarded into the red-green deck against the blue-white craziness. And then I managed to win each match after that. That was an epic event, given that I had the same opponent on the both first 2 rounds, and the opponent had a crazy good blue-white venture deck. They had so many of the blue blue and white uncommons that support the archetype. They had 2 what's the flying, the 1 mana aura. They had 2 displacer beasts. They had the white gargoyle, if I recall correctly, and a bunch of other things that venture. So that was a great deck for them, but I won the second match there. And then, yeah, this is the outcome. Deck was pretty nice. This didn't really appear that many times, but I suppose it wasn't that necessary. Yeah, this does... I mean, look at the mana curve. I had some issues with, I didn't curve out as many times, perfectly as many times as I kind of expected to, but at this point, what does it matter? I got that 4 wins here anyway. So let's claim the prize, and next event, I think it might be a Premier Draft, because I think the previous one was a traditional draft. So yeah, next will be a Premier Draft in that case. Thank you for watching and see you next time. Bye bye.